I woke up really early this morning with all intentions of doing a bleach shirt with you guys. But then I had this concept in my head as I slept last night and I couldn't get it out of my head. So that's where we're at right now. I gotta do this tumbler. Maybe next vlog we'll get that bleach shirt done. Okay. All right. So the first thing I did was I went ahead and epoxied and glittered a tumbler, and I'm going to be doing everything right on top of my raw glitter tumbler here. It's pretty much almost like Friday's tutorial where I did the template with the tape, oh my goodness, with the rubber bands, but this time I'm adding some rubber bands to the side and I'm just evenly spacing them. This is a 20-ounce skinny, so they needed to be about 2 inches apart from each other. I wasn't quite certain how I was going to get my pattern down because I want to add glitter over top of it. So I came up with the idea of just going ahead and using alcohol inks to trace out my shapes here because we're doing like an argyle shape. So I'm going to use the alcohol ink to trace out my diamonds. And all I was showing you there was how I'm going to go from corner to corner, making a diagonal line, there we go, connecting to each other in each one of those 4 squares. So there'll be 2 diamonds on the front and 2 diamonds on the back that I have to paint on. But once it's all said and done, after you guys see it, it'll look more full, you know, because the little half ones in between the ones that I'm doing here. So the concept in my head, it's not completely perfect because I'm going to come through and I'll do like a brush stroke look over top of this. This is just a template, like I said, for what I want to do next. Now when I go to flip it over, we're just going to continue that pattern. So pretty much doing the same exact thing, starting at the top, making my way over and connecting our lines, completing that kind of argyle look. Now, after I get these lines painted down, I'm going to set it off to the side and just let it dry for a couple seconds. It didn't take that long. I just didn't want to take the rubber bands off and it like smudge everything because I didn't want this blue like down into the white, you know. So, all right, now I'm going to go ahead and take these rubber bands off. And then I'm going to go ahead and connect that line across the bottom as well, making it just one fluid piece. And that is what I have so far. All right, now I'm ready to come through and add my glitter. So to adhere my glitter down to my tumbler, I'm gonna go ahead and use this royal blue by Pop of Color. And then I'm also going to add in about half and half, so 50-50 mix of your glitter glue. And I'm gonna stir that up really good. I know I had some questions before why I use glitter glue inside my paint. Why don't I just use my paint? That's because I find that if I use glue with the paint, your glitters won't fall off as easily. I find that if you just use the acrylic paint and then you go to sweep everything away, a lot of stuff tends to fall off. But when adding glue into it, not as much falls off, so. And the glitter I'm going to be using is Lovebirds, which can be found at socglitters.com if you would like to. Oh, and the glitter that's on the base is Starlight. So anyways, I'll put that in the description box. So the first brush that I started off with was a round brush, but then I ended up not liking it. So I actually switched over to a more tapered kind of angle brush. But all you want to do is take your paints and you want to make sure you load it up pretty good so that way your glitter can stick down to it and all that. And I'm just going to do one line at a time and pretty much just this brush stroke look. So I want it kind of fluid looking for what I want in particular, but even after it's said and done, it was really cute and could be, you know, beautiful as it is before I started doing other stuff to it. But after I got that filled in, I went ahead and put my glitter right over top of it. I'm gonna knock all that little extra glitter off the best that I can, and then I'm gonna move on to the next line and keep on going. But this could have been done probably a little bit easier with the little applicator bottles, you know, the little fine tip applicator bottles. But I don't have one of those, so I'm just always using what I got, you know. I didn't want to go out of my way to purchase anything. At some point, I probably will buy one of those, you know, but here we are with my paintbrush. After I got the front side done, this is what it's looking like. That's pretty much what you want. I'm really liking the outcome so far, especially with those rubber bands. It just made it so much more easier to do this. I didn't know how to do it before, and then I found out that rubber band trick, and I don't know if she was the Lady T Create was the first one to do the rubber band thing, but that was the first place I seen it, you know what I mean? So, but I was really happy I did because it gave me so many more thoughts in my head of things that I might be able to accomplish now that I know about it. But now that I am around the backside, I'm just gonna do the same exact thing. I'm gonna try to make sure that I keep the width of these lines the same as the rest of the lines. So that's pretty much all I'm gonna do here, is just make them kind of fluid, not straight, kind of jaggedy, brushed on, and then put my glitter over the top, and then I'll show you guys after it's done here. So now I'm just finishing up my bottom, and yeah, so I got up super early this morning because I wanted to see how much I could possibly get done in one day. That's why I didn't do a beginning intro thing, because I forgot, because I was already in like the mind frame of doing this. So I just wanted to see how much I could get done. All right, so this is what it looks like, and it's gorgeous as is. Add some gold accents to it and all that, and it is, I just love it. So beautiful. But you know me, I wanted to do a little more. So I'm gonna set that off to the side. I'm gonna let that dry up for a little bit. I actually hit it up with my heat gun. There we go. Not my heat gun, but my blow dryer, to kind of speed it up just a little bit. But I'll be back with it to do a little bit more with it in a second. So after it dried completely, I'm going to brush it really, really, really well with my chip brush. And that's why the glue, the part glue, part paints are important, because you should be able to do this and it still be super glittery for you. Like half your glitter shouldn't fall off when you go to do this. And I am brushing really, really hard, and I brush in all kinds of different directions to really make sure that this is not gonna move around on me after I apply that epoxy over top. So now I'm gonna take it outside. I did 2 coats of this clear spray, and then I'm gonna put its first coating of epoxy over top. And of course, I give it the old glove test, not going nowhere, we're good to go. And I have 20 milliliters of a fast setting epoxy that I'm gonna put over top. And then I should be able to, and I was able to, I don't know why I said should. I was able to move on to doing the next part after about 2 hours. I didn't want it to be sticky or anything. I wanted it to be obviously dry to the touch, so. All right, I'm back. It's good to go here. We're ready to apply the next portion here, or I'm ready at least. I don't know. So I have a paper towel. I have a small little just square brush type thing, and I have my Aliens Glitter Snow, which I have not pulled out in quite a while since I did my split beach tutorial. You guys might be able to guess where I'm going with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and stir this up really, really good, because it's been sitting there for a little bit, but it's still good to use. And I want to turn my lines into beachy water. That's what I'm gonna do here. So if you guys never seen my split beach tumbler that I did, or a vertical beach, I don't know what everybody calls it. I can't even remember what I called it. I think I called it a split beach. I'm pretty sure I did. Anyways, but I came up with this concept of using the Aliens Glitter Snow after seeing a photo that online that I'd seen on Target, and I really wanted to replicate that. But as everybody knows, that when you go to do epoxy waves, you can never get them perfect or the way that you want it to. So I really just thought and looked around and figured out a way to apply waves that look more realistic. So that's pretty much what I use the glitter snow for. But like I said, that's the whole reason why I wanted these lines to be more fluid looking, because I knew I wanted to come through and do this, but they're still really cool looking as is. But I'm just gonna pull you guys down a little bit closer. There we go. I realized how far away the camera was, and I was like, let me just bring that down. All you wanna do is take a ball of that glitter snow, just like how I did on my brush there, and you just want to tap it in an elongated C shape, so a crescent shape that's elongated. And you want to make sure that each one of these that you do, you crisscross over the one that you did before. It gives it a more realistic look to it. And after you make your little elongated crescent shape, you're going to extremely and very gently, I'm just barely grabbing some of those peaks off of the line that we did and pulling it back ever so slightly to create more of that break look in the waves. And all I did was go up one side, and then after I did the one side, I flipped my holder, my handy dandy holder here. It's just my turner. I flipped that around, and I'm doing the opposite side now. So each side of those lines that we made will have that wave look coming off of it. And the main thing you want to just keep in mind is that after so long, that stuff kind of starts to dry onto your brush. So it's going to get gloopy and it's going to get a little bit harder to create that elongated C shape that you want to do. So here you're going to see me, my brush is pretty glooped up and it's getting a little bit harder for me to do the waves the way that I like to do them. So all you want to do is stop. And you want to go ahead and scrape everything off the side there, because I scraped my brush off on the side there. I'm going to go ahead and scrape down my side. I'm going to wipe my brush off, and then I'm going to keep on going. But I probably do this about twice while I'm doing something like this, especially because it's a little bit more intricate and it's a little bit, I'm working a little bit longer doing these waves on this particular design. So I did this about twice throughout me doing the waves. And now I'm just finishing up the bottom here, and then I'll kind of show you guys what I have going on so far. So this particular idea branched off of an idea that I've been wanting to do of a bag that I have. I don't know, I'll have to find it, but I really liked the design of it. I might have to show you guys next Sunday, that bag, but it actually kind of branched off that and it morphed into this. And I actually have another idea outside of this particular design that another idea that's morphed from all of that. So that's just how art is sometimes, I guess. So I went ahead and I let those waves dry. And I'm just going to take my hand and I'm just going to kind of very gently go over that snow, and I'm going to kind of break down any peaks that might be in that snow. It smooths out pretty easily. So now I'm just going to go ahead and apply 20 milliliters of epoxy over top of this. And I'm using a regular set epoxy for that. Now, I saved a very, very small amount of epoxy in my cup after I epoxied the tumbler here. And I'm going to add some gold mixative into it because I want to just give a hint of gold in between the waves. Now, they kind of poke up just a little bit. Like earlier, I just wanted to break down the points, but it still has a bit of a 3D effect to it. So I figured I'd be able to add a little bit of just an accent color in between and kind of bloom that out just a little bit, kind of like how we do our beach tumblers. So that was my idea. So I added a very small amount of that mixative into my epoxy here, and I'm just going to kind of streak that along with a very, very thin silicone tool because I don't want too much. I just want a little bit here and there inside of it. But I just wanted it to look like the water was breaking through, I don't know. I don't know where I was going. That's just what that's what I'm doing so far, okay? I honestly still don't even know what kind of decals I'm going to put on it yet, but obviously I can't do any more to it today because I used a regular set epoxy, so this was pretty much where I had to stop on this design for today. So after I added just a very small amount, like I said, I went ahead and took my blow dryer and just hit it with that heat to let it kind of blow around ever so slightly, and then I stopped. So just very gently blew it around just a little bit, and then I came through and kind of adjusted a couple of areas here and there, and there we go. I'm gonna let that cure. All right, so there's that. It was stuck in my head and I just had to get it out of my head. So that's why we didn't do the shirt today. So anyways, but I really had to get that out of my head. I don't know if you guys ever have that happen to you, where you're thinking about something and you just really got to do it. So I really needed to get that done. So we'll see how I finish it up. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet to it. So we shall see where it takes me from there. So I did tell you guys how I purchased a tumbler from one of you, and I got it in the mail. So I wanted to show it to you guys. This is from Getting Crafty with My Cat. So I love her card. It's so cute. But I'll make sure to put all her information down in the description box for you guys. I didn't open this yet, so let me open up that real quick. Oh, I can see it already. So she completely rhinestoned this, and I couldn't believe how fast she got it done. So let me unwrap it, take the lid off. Ooh, it's pretty. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, I know you guys are like, I want to see. Let me show it to you. This is amazing. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at that sparkle. And she pretty much did these by hand. She did have a template off to the side, but so she just followed the template off to the side and placed it actually like Look at this. Oh, she even has the little button tag thing on the bottom. Look at the lid. Look at that. Amazing. That is just gorgeous. Oh my goodness. And she said she used my glitter to glitter up the bottom. This is a door, I do believe. Yes. I had to look at my glitters. But that is just stunning. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let me see. I just love it. And I can't wait to use this. I'm gonna go wash it up and I'm gonna use it today. So that is just beautiful. But I think that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.